have a story we'd like to share.
Hi, my name is Lisa Lewis, and I am the founder of Omnium Circus. And thank you to ASPIKA, and thank you to all of you for listening to this little conversation. I was born in Memphis, Tennessee. My father was an insurance agent. My mother was in the arts. My grandfather was actually a Shriner, which is, I think, one of the biggest influences in my life. We never missed a circus. I loved going to the circus as a child, still do, and we never missed a circus. When I was younger, the teachers used to say, oh, she's never going to amount to much, which is nowadays what they would give you a little extra attention, or they would teach you differently. But as I grew up, that wasn't a thing. I didn't listen to them, and neither did my parents. So you moved on. I went to college at Brandeis University. And while I was there, one of my roommates was trying to teach me how to juggle, quite unsuccessfully. But there was a notice on the bulletin board of the theater that Ringling Brothers was coming through town and they were having auditions. So I should go because at least I could learn to juggle. So I did. I went to the audition. It was an audition for Clown College. And I just fell in love. When I walked into that arena, it felt home to me. It was so, I don't know. I can't explain the feeling. It just felt like I belonged. For the first time in my life, I felt like there was a place that I could truly belong. I did get accepted to Clown College in 1986. I'm hesitant to say the year because now you all know how old I am. But I did get accepted in 1986 to Clown College. And when I opened the acceptance letter, all these sparkles came flying out all over the carpet, which at that time we had 1970s shag carpet in our living room. All these sparkles came out. My grandfather comes running out of the back. We're going to Clown College. He was so excited. So I did. I went to Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Clown College in 1986. And that was a truly pivotal and really great decision. The people that I've met there continue to be my friends. It continues to be a wonderful, supportive, and kind environment, an international environment. So I'm quite grateful for that. One of the stories that sticks out from that time period, I was working with a partner and we were in one of the arenas. I was a clown. This is after I graduated. And we were working in an arena. The section of the arena was full. And in the middle was a row of teenagers. And they were sitting with their arms folded and they looked very, very grumpy. And my partner went up to them and immediately started telling them jokes in sign language. How he knew they were deaf, I don't know, but he did. And they started laughing. And their laughter changed the energy of the entire arena. And it went from angry to joyful. And I realized at that moment the power that inclusion can offer and the power of everyone sharing that beautiful joy together. So that was one interesting pivotal moment. You can cut that sentence because I'm just floundering for a transition. So we can probably cut that sentence. I did go on. I finished regular college at Brandeis. I got my master's degree from New York University in both clown history and circus history. And I started working. Started learning sign language. After that first experience that I had, I immediately started learning sign language. I began working I traveled all over the country with my one-woman circus show. I worked with created a company called Super Scientific Circus. We also toured the country. And I began teaching. I began working in hospitals. I worked for 15 years as a clown in pediatrics. Just working and being a part of the world and observing everything around me has been a big part of what I do now, of reflecting and serving the audiences which are human beings, everyone around us. So as I started working in the hospitals, which was through a program by the Big Apple Circus, a couple of really interesting things happened. Number one, I met my husband, who was working at the Big Apple Circus at that time. Number two, I started volunteering for a program that they had called Circus of the Senses. Circus of the Senses was a one-show giveaway where they brought in access for different audiences. They were trying to expand their audiences. And it's a program that the founder, Paul Binder, created in 1986. And they would bring in audio description for the blind, and they would bring in American Sign Language interpreters for the deaf, and they would invite school groups of those particular demographics to enjoy the circus with that access. And I just love the looks on their faces, and the kids were just so excited to be able to take part of what is essentially normal, quote, normal, for most American children, the adventure of the circus, the ability to share circus, joyful entertainment with your families. Now, they were brought in as a school group. They couldn't come as families. So again, chronologically, I started volunteering. I then became an interpreter. I then was hired as a coordinator, and eventually I took over the entire program. And we converted from a one-show giveaway to a $250,000 business fairly quickly, because I realized the incredible demand of families who might have one child who's neurodivergent. They might have another child with a different access need. They might have another child that has soccer practice or baseball practice, or grandpa can't come because of this, or a cousin, but a way of bringing families together with an entertainment that would be accessible and available to all of them at the same time. And so that was my dream. So I kept working through Circus of the Senses. Eventually, the Big Apple Circus, with whom I was working in 2016, declared bankruptcy. And Paul Binder, the founder, placed on my shoulders the moniker of keeping this work moving forward. And I took that very seriously. They were bought out. I continued working with the organization through several ownerships until the pandemic. And during the pandemic, I thought, now it is. Here's an opportunity. Here's an opportunity to really serve. Could we create a product that really could bring families together? What we were seeing around us was so devastating. Could we create that moment of beauty that all could share together, something to unite us instead of divide us? So we did some research. I called a bunch of my friends and I said, so here's my idea. Am I crazy? And they said, yes, but it's a good idea. And no one talked me out of it. So we created a virtual production that was created during the pandemic. It was called A Celebration of Diversity. And we had artists from all over the world, all different abilities, come together to film in their own places. They were stay at home. It was a pandemic. And we edited it together. Our artistic director is Noé Espana. He joined us at that time. And we created and edited this show together. And we innovated a brand new platform that didn't even exist at that time. We worked with Disability Unite and created an online platform that would have full access. So you press that channel, you listen to the audio description if you happen to be blind. You press that channel and you can experience the show with a plain language format for those for whom that is beneficial. The whole show is captioned. There's a Spanish language version of it. It's delivered in both English and American Sign Language. So that was our first trial, our first, let's throw it out there for the world and see what happens. And the world responded. We served 16 states, 5 countries, and about 35,000 people during the pandemic. It was really heartening. And the notes that we got back from people were so beautiful. One young man who is now the head of our ringmaster squad, his mother emailed me. He's a young man with Down syndrome and loved the circus and loved our ringmaster at that time, who was the chairman of our board, Jonathan Lee Iverson. And he just wanted something to do and wanted to follow it. And we sent him an autographed picture of Jonathan in our poster. And it just lit up his life. And the difference it made in his life was so beautiful. And we realized that the impact that we can have on audiences, that the joy that we can bring was worth pursuing. So we said, okay, let's move forward. Let's try to bring this live. So we pulled everything together and we said, all right, it's 2021. Let's put up a tent. We're ready to go. We put up a tent in DC and the second wave of the pandemic hit. Boom, tent went up, tent went down. End of that. But it wasn't the end because we pivoted. I'm reminded of an experience back in my childhood when they told me I wasn't so smart. And the teacher said, here's 30 minutes of homework. And that 30 minutes of homework took me 5 hours. But I didn't quit then, and I didn't quit now. We were there. We had a show. We needed a place to be. So at that moment, I wrote a friend of mine who worked at Gallaudet, had previously worked at Gallaudet University. And one of my artists said to me, Lisa, let's go to Gallaudet. Why not? They have a theater. Let's ask. You can sign fluently. I've got no legs. They can't turn us down. It was a friend in my company who didn't happen to have legs. She was born without them. So I said, okay. So on the way, I texted my friend Momo, who had previously worked at Gallaudet. I thought she'd moved to California. She texted me back right away saying, nope, I'm back. I'm in my office. Come on over. And for the graciousness of Gallaudet University, Momo, Ethan, they donated space so that we could create the show and create a video that we could move forward. And we made a pivot into performing arts centers. It's now been 5 years. We've played 17 states. We've served 140,000 people. And it's really about the individuals whom we serve, which is everyone. I want to read you a couple of notes that we've gotten because it's really not about me. My life experience has led me to this point. It has led me to the ability to be able to share with all of you this incredible work and these artists that are 25% persons with disabilities. Our organization is 40% persons with disabilities. We function on a tripod of entertainment, education, and employment. The entertainment is obviously, we produce a phenomenal show that we tour around the country. And as you see it, it doesn't wag a finger at you to say you have to behave this way. It is the world that we want to see. One person from Alabama said to us, thank you for reminding us how beautiful and important diversity and inclusivity are. You open the door for meaningful conversations with our children. That's what resonates. Another patron said to us, I attended the Omnium Circus last Saturday with my sister and her granddaughter. It is the microcosm of what the world I would like to live in should be. Eliana had the time of her life and made friends with a young boy who was deaf. I can think of no better way to introduce diversity to children so that they can grow up without prejudice. Folks of different skin colors, different ethnicities, different nationalities, different religions. And most of all, to see that people with disabilities are just as smart and talented as they are. That we can plant a seed that each can take back, and perhaps they look around and say, hey, maybe I've misjudged you. Maybe you're capable of more than I thought. Maybe I've misjudged myself. Maybe I'm capable of more than I thought. The show is called I'm Possible because we all are. Each of us is capable of being our best selves, regardless of the body you inhabit or the skin that you are in. So, as I said, we're on a foundation of 3 E's. Our entertainment is our proud accomplishment. That's our circus that we're touring around the country. And please come see the show. If you'd like to sponsor it, if you can support it in any way, just be a part of this beautiful, magical energy. We say Omnium Circus is where the magic of circus meets the power of inclusion. And so it is. At every single performance, all shows are audio described. Every show is sensory friendly. Every show has captions. Our ringmaster is deaf. Everything is delivered in both English and American Sign Language. We welcome everyone. However you need to access this joy, we're there for you so that you can share it, whether you need access or you don't, whether you're neurodivergent, whether you're neurotypical, it doesn't matter. It's a place that we can share joy for a moment in time and be the world we want to see. It's just a fun production. We've got 6th-generation circus artists. We've got Guinness Book of World Records award winners. It's a fabulous production. Noé does just a tremendous job. So that's our entertainment. I said 3 E's. The second tripod is employment. We are not-for-profit, and our organization is 40% persons with disabilities across the board, from the boardroom all the way down to the tech table. We are authentic. We represent. We're real. We're people. We are a microcosm of the world around us, deliberately, because every voice matters. And every voice has something great to say. There's an Accenture report out that says companies that employ a diverse workforce are 33% more productive. Yeah. And as you all probably know, the world of inclusion, the world of accessibility is a $13 trillion industry. And we want to bring everyone within it and on the outs without it together so that we can all share entertainment together. And the last is our education. And in our education, we work in schools, we work in corporations. But I'd like to share with you a new project that we've started called Pathways to Possibilities, which is a very new initiative we just started in 2025 to provide a second career opportunity for Paralympic athletes and those with injuries or who have become disabled. Disability affects 25% of the world. 90% of us could join that at any moment in time. Disability doesn't care who you are. It doesn't care what skin you are in. It doesn't care what demographic you come from. It doesn't care what money you have. It includes everyone, and 90% of us could join that. So together, we can build a better world. So our Pathways program is to support artists with disabilities as they would like to enter the world of entertainment. And our first artist is a 6-time gold medal world champion paraclimber. She has cerebral palsy, and she's in our training program, so we're excited about that. The other person we have in our program who's who already had, his skills are incredible and has joined our program as well, and that's Danny the acrobat, who I believe is also with ASPIKA. He's a fantastic performer, and we're really excited to help him move more into the professional world. Because as you may or may not know out there, because you want to be a performer and develop a skill does not necessarily make you a successful artist. There's a lot more that goes into this world. And so we really want to support people in their journey and their success so that they can be successful. Ward Hall was an old sideshow, used to do sideshows. And back in the 70s, he said, nobody on Broadway is hiring people with one arm to be on Broadway. Artists with disabilities aren't able to join the mainstream. Well, guess what, Ward Hall? Because of your work, we're proving you wrong. There are artists with disabilities in every aspect of mainstream entertainment. And the circus is no different. The circus has always been and always will be a place where everyone is welcome, where no one says, who are you? What's your history? They say, what can you do? Because there's always work to be done. And whatever is your skill, whatever is your gift and your talent, we'll find a place to make that work and to create, to be a part of this beautiful creation. So this little girl from Tennessee who never quite fit in, now they call it neurodivergent. At the time, they just called me crazy. Probably still am, because it takes someone that has that alphabet soup of diagnoses that now they would give me that didn't happen at the time. But it takes that quote neurodivergence to create your passion. So, whoever you are, whatever you do, whatever is your strength, I encourage all of you to tap into that and to be your best self. If this little girl from Tennessee can grow up and find her path through just determination and following your dreams, so can you, so can each of us. In the future, Omnium is growing, we're touring, we welcome all collaborations and partnerships. We want to work with the world to bring circus and joy to everyone, because this is popular entertainment. Popular entertainment means popular, people, of people, all people. So all people are welcome to join us, regardless of the body you inhabit, the skin you are in. In the future, we see ourselves performing more, making more friendships, more associations, more collaborations, serving our community in even greater and more wonderful ways. We welcome sponsorships, we welcome collaborations, all of it. We are not-for-profit, like I said, which means that there's a few of us working very hard to do the best we can to bring everything to all of you. So I want to thank all of you for watching, and stay tuned to us on our YouTube channel. We have all the social media channels. We have our website, which is omniumcircus.org. omniumcircus.org/events will tell you our current touring schedule. If you're interested in having us in your community, we would love to join you. Please reach out. We're represented. No, don't say that sentence. No, better cut that part. Please reach out, and we really look forward to meeting all of you wherever we are, wherever you are, to making a better world through the joy of circus.